Hey everybody, Ian Lee here. Hope y'all are doing well today. In this video, we're going to go over a 2-5-1 in C using some of the Barry Harris scales of chords. I had someone comment and say, "Hey, can you show us how to use some of this stuff, or how you might use it?" I can't remember how the question went, but it was essentially, let's take it out of scalar practice or theory and concept and put it onto the guitar and see how it feels and sounds, which I am just trying to do more of myself. I've done my own share of practicing this stuff as a scale, and I could always use more, but I think it's important to remember to make music with anything that you're working on, to actually breathe life into it and to see how it feels in the moment, right? With your group, by yourself, whatever you're doing, with your duo, however that feels and floats for you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's go ahead and set up some parameters for ourselves. We're going to just stick with drop 2 for now. We don't want to get analysis paralysis by having too many options and going, having FOBO, fear of a better option, and getting into that. So let's just keep it really simple as we're creating some of these ideas and practicing some of these. And I think that's something you could take into your own practice, is just give yourself spaces to exist in while you explore. It's healthy to have good boundaries. Now, and we'll keep to quarter notes or half notes when we're providing the rhythm. We'll still play in time. We're not going to be doing anything rubato. It's important to play in time. Give yourself a tempo, whatever that is. And we'll just go from there. So let's do drop 2. We'll start on the highest string set. And maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of play with, essentially keeping more or less the same version of what we're doing, keeping like a bass line, but just expanding upon it and changing it. So we're going to start right here. So we have D minor 7, G7, C major. Now this is F6 diminished, that's G7 diminished, and this is C6 diminished. Those are the scales of chords, the baseline scales of chords that get opened up for us and unlocked when we begin to see these chords as those inversions. So I'm going to go ahead and play an initial movement, and then I'll talk about it. Okay, so what did I do there? I started off by playing F6 or D minor 7 in this little inversion here. And that's the, what would that be? F6 with the third in the bass, so that would be first inversion. And I went to its diminished, and I played F6 in root position. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, and I played G7, 7 in the bass, just 2 beats, let it hold. And I went to E7, I'll talk about that in a second. 2 beats, let it hold. C6, 9. So, ba, 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 that little E7 substitution. Now, this comes out of Barry's family of 4 dominants, which I'm not going to get into in great detail. You can type in Barry Harris family of dominants, or family of dominants, and some great stuff will come up from some wonderful teachers. So I'm not going to get into the detail of it, but essentially, in a condensed version of it, quick version, if you take G and you take the root G and you find the minor third relationship, so essentially a G diminished 7 chord, which would be G, B flat, D flat, E flat, you can substitute out G7 with any of those same chords as dominants. I think I said that okay. So essentially you can sub out G7 with E7, you can substitute it out with B flat 7, you can substitute it out with D flat 7, and you can do the same thing, like for example if I had a progression where I was doing B minor 7, E7, I could substitute a G7 in for that. And let's look at what comes from that. We get little different sounds from it. So if I play G7 to E7, I get the 6 or the 13, which is E. I get the 3rd, which is B. I get the 5th, which is D, and the flat 9, which is G sharp, A flat. So I'll play that progression one more time and then we'll adjust it a little bit. Now let's add the 6 on the 5th over that D minor 7 F6. Okay, so we're going. Right? That's fun. I like that a lot. I think that's pretty. And that 6 on the 5th it's a C6 in second inversion because we've got G, which is the 5th in the bass. And if I were to play that like with a D in the bass, it'd be like a D minor 9. So then let's change up the dominant section a little bit, and let's add a little more movement in there. And just so it doesn't get too busy, I'm going to pull out a little bit. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to add that 6 and the 5th on there anymore. I'm just going to go. This is for the D minor 7 F6 section. I'll go 1, 2. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's do. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. I'll play it through again. I added a drop 3 chord in there. Let me explain what I did. I did the initial move that I did, but I changed up the rhythm. I held this for 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I went 1, 2. Hold it for 2 beats. And we'll use the diminished that belongs not only to G, but also to E7, or sorry, G7 and E7. And I'm going to E7 with the 3rd in the bass. And I'm playing C6. It's 6 on the 5th. And then we can resolve it. Except I don't like that, how that resolves. Let's resolve it with that. Okay? I'll play that one more time. So let's go ahead and change up the dominant again, and let's go to the tritone this time. Now remember, since those dominant chords are family, G7, B flat 7, D flat 7, and E7, they share the same diminished that acts as the Alan Kingstone in his book The Barry Harris Harmonic Method for Guitar, and Dr. Thomas Eccles from Labyrinth of Limitations call the off chord. So we have these inversions of these chords combined with its off chord that resolves to it. So what I'm trying to say is, if I play F sharp diminished, it can either go to E7, it can go to G7, yes, it can go to G7, or it can go to D flat 7, or it can go to, it can go to B flat 7. Okay, and remember, we can use all of those as substitutions. So let's go. Need to get my rhythm down. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we're gonna do there. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. So what I'm doing there is I'm keeping this same initial little open thing with the F6. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then I'm playing G7 off chord, D flat 7 with 3rd in the bass, to my C6-9, resolving it in that progression. Now, of course, there's a ton of ways we can go through all of this, so I'm going to keep exploring these things on this channel and just keep, maybe hit a 2-5-1 in different keys, same key but using different intervals or drop 2/4, drop 3, etc., etc. Just playing with different ideas, maybe pick some tunes and find ways that we can go through those tunes, different string sets. You know, it's pretty endless, really, if you think about it. So I hope that was helpful. It wasn't too confusing. Please feel free to comment and ask any questions. I'm always happy to make videos to clarify things, and I look forward to talking to y'all next time. All right, have a great day.